Zimbabweans, come here. Honestly, when are we going to say enough is enough of this corrosive rot that is in our country? Because it can't be our daily reality that in the news we get to hear every day of the abuse of our public funds, right? And we get to do nothing about it. And before you get to understand why I'm angry, right? Before I tell you why I'm angry, I want you to be angry as well, because this matter concerns you as well, right? So, before I even tell you the story that I'm about to tell you, I want you to have this perspective. Whenever you hear that the government has done something, right, in your head, what I want you to hear is that I have contributed towards, or I have paid towards whatever is being said the government has done. If it's cars that the government has bought for whatever executives, for whatever politicians, I want you to hear that I have contributed, or I have paid, or together collectively we have paid for these cars. If you hear that the government has lost so much money doing senseless, useless things, I want you to hear that the money that you invested, the money that you gave to the government, that you entrusted the government to spend wisely in terms of developing our community and giving back to us or to the country, right? The government, yes, whatever, uselessly spend that money. This is the perspective I want to have before I even get into why I am angry. And I hope by now you are also angry, as I am trying to put this into your head, that the money that the government spends doesn't get it anywhere else or wherever. It gets it from us. Remember, we're talking about taxes, right? This is how the government is getting money, right? From the taxes that we are paying. That's how they're getting money, because from the resources that we have. No, the government is not getting money from our resources, because we know how our minerals are getting out of the country, because we know who is getting money from that, and they do not pay tax, because guess what? They use cash, right, that they keep under their beds or whatever in their bedrooms, and you get to see them spend that money, that cash, right? But it's you and me who pay tax on the $10 that you get to send mama vari kumusha kuti vakwanise kusakurirwa. It's us who pay tax when you pay school fees. It's us who are paying tax when you buy plastic bag material Pick and Pay, right? This kufanda, this whatever is happening with these activities that the government is doing. So this is the story that got me this angry, right? I was reading through, right, the Zim Auditor General, whatever, report put out a report, the 2023-24 report, and in this report, the Auditor General cited that the Parliament was found wanting. It spent some money, over between 300,000 and 400,000, on Senate President Mebo Chinomona's private residence in Borodale, right? Private residence, yeah, personal private residence home. And the reason why I'm angry, let me again put this into your perspective, how much 300,000 money is. So if you're working, right, and you are earning $500 as your salary every month, and you do not spend a single cent on anything from that $500, and you get to save it, right, you need about 60 to 70 years, between 60 to 70 years of working each and every month, saving that $500 for you to get to the amount of money that the government through Parliament spent on someone private residence home renovations, right? And in this story, it is alleged that the money was spent on buying curtains that are worth over 64,000, a juror that was demolished and whatever rebuilt over 100,000, and there's a lot of money that was spent on some luxurious things that we don't even know how to pronounce, whatever, because I have not seen them in my life, you see. So it gets to pain me, right, as a citizen who is paying taxes, as a citizen who has entrusted, right, the responsibility of looking after our resources, of looking after whatever funds that the government has, and channeling them towards useful or whatever productive things that bring about development and transformation in our country. And we get to hear that this money is being spent on the lives of individuals who come to us. I mean, we are going towards 2028. You see them come to us and promise us things that, okay, again, remember I said this is not a political space, so I don't want to get into politics. But again, for the things that concern us, right? The taxes that we get to pay, we cannot afford not to care for the expenditure of government, the senseless expenditures of government, and we don't get to make so much noise about it because this story has come out, right? And believe you me, this is Zimbabwe. This is all we hear. The headlines will just come. There's investigations that are going on, and these are investigations from people that are independent, not the government. They'll say nothing. Like, you will not hear anything from ZEC. You will not hear anything from the ZRP on this matter, right? Because to them, I mean, it's okay. But we cannot afford to do that, you and me, the people who are actually affected by this, right? Because the people who get to benefit from this corruption, from this abuse of public funds, they don't care about us. They do not care at all, because sometimes you get to wonder, you sit and you start to think, right, these people, are they aware, for starters, of the standard of life that we are living in our country, right? And you get to think, probably, do they have relatives who are facing these challenges that we are facing? And maybe do they go to the same hospitals that we go to? Are their children going to the same schools that we are going to? But then when you start to really look into all these things, you get to see that no, they do not live the lives that we are living. So it's upon us to make noise. It's upon us to call for accountability, right? When we make so much noise, sometimes it's hard for them not to pay attention because you've made so much noise about it. Look at what happened in Kenya about that bill that was whatever their parliament had proposed. So the youth made so much noise about it and action was taken, right? So this is the thing that we are supposed to do as young people in our country, to make so much noise about things that we get to, the things that actually get to come. Let's not talk about things that we don't know about, right? But the news of the things that the government themselves have admitted to doing. This is the Zimbabwe Auditor's General Report, right? The things that they have admitted to be doing, and they've said no, these things were not done according to how they should be done, and yet no arrests will be made, no resignations, no repayments will be made. It will just go silent like that. No, we cannot afford to have that in our country. So I think I'll put whatever, I don't know if I'll be able to do an overlay of the whatever the report and what the money was paid on, so that you can see the money and the amounts of money that was spent on a private residence. It is not right. It is not right. They should stop it.